Welcome, everybody. We have a great show for you because we want to know who is the most evil man in America. Welcome to Gail Force.
From deep inside Bunker Foxtrot, located somewhere under the swamps of Central Florida, it's Gail.
Welcome, everybody. I'm JD, along with my good buddy Gail.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing today?
I'm doing very well.
All right. We have a pretty good show for you. We were gonna. When we do these shows, we really don't have much of a plan, but we have fun, and that's the whole idea. Today, we're going to talk about socialism, right? Capitalism, and what most countries are right now, which I call a mixed economy. And we're wondering who is the most evil man in America. This, my friends, is the face of evil. Yes, Bernie Sanders is, in my opinion, the most evil man in America. Now, Gail, why do you think I say that?
Probably because he's teaching our children to steal.
There you go. All right, Bernie Sanders, in my opinion, is the most evil man in America, and I can't understand why people are following him. He wants to institute, and this is the reason why I think he's so evil. He wants to institute what's called a wealth tax. Now, Gail, any idea what the wealth tax is that he's proposing?
Redistribution of wealth.
Well, that's what you would say. But what he's telling everybody is, why are some people, or why do some people have so much money? I mean, why do they have billions of dollars? That's just not fair.
Oh, no. We've got to have social justice, JV.
And what is social justice? He wants equality or something? This is what Bernie wants to do. I want you to understand this, people. He wants to institute a wealth tax. And the wealth tax is not to build roads or to build more postal service, outlets or post offices or whatever. Bernie wants to make a wealth tax for one thing only, because he does not like the wealthy. He thinks the wealthy stole from you, and now he wants to do the exact same thing. Bernie says that the rich people, the people that have billions of dollars, they stole it from you, so he wants to steal it back. Do you understand that? That's why Bernie is so evil. He is teaching our kids that stealing is okay. But I don't know about you, Gail. I think theft is really immoral. I think no man has the right to take the property of some other man.
I think of it as a form of slavery.
It is a form. It's some kind of servitude.
You take and you earn something, and you spend your whole life earning something, and then, well, you didn't make it, the government gave it to you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take it away from you for social justice.
Yeah, he wants to take the money, the only reason he wants to take money is because these people have more than somebody else. That's the only reason. It's called a wealth tax. And not only that, he wants to increase, I think Trump right now wants to get rid of the estate tax.
Correct.
Which is great, because it's your money, and when you die, you should do with your money what you want to do with it. If you want to give it to your kids, fine. If you want to give it to some charity, fine. But this man, the most evil man in America, says that the estate tax should come back, and when you die, it's not your money, it's somebody else's money. And that just pisses me off. Theft is theft. I don't care if it's a group of people stealing or if you vote for somebody to steal. Stealing is immoral, and that's what Bernie wants to do.
Now, all you got to do is have a brain, use Google or DuckDuckGo, and go search out real history.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. We're going to be talking about that in a minute.
Okay. You ever heard the old adage and saying, give them an inch and they'll take a mile?
That's it.
So if Bernie Sanders takes away all of your money, is he going to set a dollar amount that you spend on your grandchildren for Christmas? Oh, no, he won't do that unless it's written in the law that there is a specific end date or a specific amount, and it will never be raised or amended.
Yeah.
They can always add, if they need more money for this or more money for that, they can always add to it. They'll add to it, and they'll add to it.
That's how the income tax was. At first, when they introduced the income tax, they wanted to cap it at 3%. But somebody said, if we cap it at 3%, the government's going to go take 3%.
Oh, they're going to go 3%.
So let's don't put a cap on it. And look what happened. They just keep
anybody
raising.
who works in any kind of government position,
yeah,
they have a budget per year. And at the end of the year, oh my God, we've got a $2 million budget and we've only spent $1.5 million. We've got to spend up the rest of our budget, or we won't get a budget increase next year.
Yeah,
they'll cut our budget.
It's really nuts. And then, so what we're going to try to talk about today is trying to explain what socialism is and what capitalism is.
What it's supposed to be.
Okay. But what we actually are.
Correct.
And what we actually are is what's I call a mixed economy.
Correct.
Okay. There's, you own your company, you try to make a living, let's say you're a baker, you want to bake things, and you're helping your neighbors in society by creating a product that somebody wants to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we haven't had capitalism since probably the 1850s. During the Industrial Revolution, that's probably the last time there was really capitalism.
Into the early 1900s, but then it stopped.
Yeah. But this man here, the evil man, says that it's not fair that people go out there and make millions of dollars and he wants to steal it, or billions of dollars. And his reasoning is, you didn't make that on your own. Where did we hear that before? You didn't make that on your own. Didn't the last
Barack
president?
Obama said
that guy. We don't.
Hillary Clinton said that.
But
if you run a business,
yeah.
I'm sorry to bump on you.
No, go for it. Because I think I know what you're going to say.
You got me wound up too.
Yeah.
When Hillary was campaigning, she talked about the evil empire of Exxon.
Yeah.
If you've ever run a small business, you have to have a certain profit margin to run a gas station,
a
7-Eleven.
You got to make a profit. Yeah.
If you're taking it and a person working at home and you're making, I don't care, dream makers to sell at the flea market.
Yeah.
You have to have a certain percentage of profit margin. At the time Hillary was out there talking all that gobbledygook, try to use good, correct language at the beginning of the movie, of the video, okay?
As we get on, no telling what's going to happen.
ExxonMobil was running at an 8% profit margin. Oh, they made $23 billion.
Yeah, but they don't understand how much they spent.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because you got research and development, you've got to go out there and do maintenance and everything.
You got to buy the equipment.
You have to pay people's wages, their health care, their retirement. You have to have people in accounting, HR, and everything else. If you were to break up ExxonMobil, every single one of those companies also would have to have all those departments.
Yeah.
Gasoline would instantly, or within 6 months, go up $2 a gallon.
Yeah.
Just so those companies could break even or be profitable.
Yeah.
And they can't operate on an 8% profit margin.
And along with all the taxes on there, I real quick, I want to explain this. What was it? Amazon made billions of dollars last year, but they paid zero in taxes.
Well, the companies don't pay taxes,
Exactly. People don't understand. When there's a corporate tax and they raise the corporate tax, people don't understand that there's no company in America that has ever paid a tax. Now, they might have taxes on them. They might have whatever the corporate tax is, or you might have the sales tax or whatever, but no company itself,
local taxes.
They never pay tax because they pass that on to the only people that pay taxes, and that's consumers or the citizens.
It's called cost of doing business.
Yeah. So when you raise the corporate tax, it doesn't mean that the corporation and the owners are going to go in their bank and take the money out of their account to pay the tax. They just say, hey, we have to raise the price of the product because we have to cover this tax. It's you, the people who go and buy things. You are the only ones who pay tax. There is no company that pays a tax. So when people say, you know, you hear Bernie going, well, I can't believe Amazon made so much money, but they paid zero in corporate tax. Yeah, but look at all the, you know, the wealth they created for not only the people that work for them, but the companies around them that they need to buy. You know, Amazon has to buy stuff in order to keep going.
And employees in every single state where they have a distribution warehouse.
Yeah.
The delivery people that run it to your house.
Yeah. So look what Amazon, they're paying all kinds of money, but it's the end result. It's the end consumer, the person who goes on Amazon and buys something and it's delivered to their door and they pay whatever it is. They are the people paying the corporate tax. There's no company that we need to make corporate tax zero. You know, right now, Trump actually lowered the corporate rate, and you hear all these Democrats going, oh man, these companies aren't paying their fair share. That's because none of them pay it anyway. They're just going to pass it on. You could have a 90% tax on corporations, and they'll just raise it. Yeah, so it's really nuts.
By creating jobs, you have wage earners.
Yep.
And the wage earners pay income tax.
Yep.
In a lot of states, state income tax.
Yeah.
And they had money in their pocket, and they went to Walmart, Kmart, Target, and everywhere else and bought products which stimulate the economy.
That's it.
When he brought back all these trillions of dollars and gave them a break, it created jobs.
Yeah, it brought more money
Bernie
into the
Sanders
economy.
And your favorite woman that you're hot over, AOC.
Yeah, I don't have her on here, but yeah. But let's get back.
They took and screwed up, and in the state of New York.
Oh, look what's happening in New York.
Well, we won't go into the killing babies after they're born. We'll just stay on what we're talking about here.
Economics.
Amazon decided, well, pluck you.
They were going to build that big headquarters.
25,000 people aren't going to have a job. 25,000 people collecting a paycheck, paying federal income tax, paying state income tax. That's state income tax, and the money they would have placed into the economy in the state of New York could help pay for some of the problems they have.
Yeah. Look at all the construction. Look at all the construction they would have had to build a new headquarters. You know, I mean, and here you have Alexandria saying, "Hey, we ran Amazon out of here." And we saved $3 billion. Well, you didn't save $3 billion. You didn't get all the money that they were going to bring matter of fact, I just saw an article right before we started the show. Governor Cuomo of New York is accusing Florida, which, by the way, we're broadcasting here from Bunker Foxtrot, and somewhere under the swamps of Central Florida. But Governor Cuomo is accusing Florida of stealing some of their residents. Now, we're not stealing their residents. The people are fleeing New York. Now, why are they fleeing New York?
Because they're being taxed to death.
Taxed to death.
They're coming up with a rain tax.
That's New Jersey, but New York, I'm sure, will do it.
Well, New York's after it, too.
And they're mad that the rich are leaving New York. And why do the rich leave New York? Because mobs are getting on them. This guy here, where is he? Where did I go? I lost him here. Bernie. Yeah, nope, that's not him. Oh, a lot of people think he's evil. He's actually doing good, but we won't go into that. This guy here, Bernie, he wants to punish the rich. Just because they're rich. That's all he wants to do. He wants to punish the rich because they're rich. And that's what they're doing in New York. That's why people are fleeing New York, because they're raising the tax on the rich. And back in history, 100 years ago, when you saw a businessman walking down the street, everybody envied him. They didn't envy him. They idolized him. They wanted to be him.
He was a hero.
He was a hero.
And I want to be like Firestone. I want to be like Ford. I want to be like...
Yeah, 100 years ago, people wanted to be rich. And nowadays, because of this guy, He says it's evil to be rich. Think of that for a second. It's evil to be rich. I think he's the evil man. I mean, a guy that wants to steal your money is good. I don't understand that. I don't understand why young kids are following Bernie. He's teaching our kids that it's okay to steal, and
Right.
it's not okay to steal. 100 years ago, people would, like you said, idolize. As a matter of fact, this guy here. Tell us about him.
Oh my God!
Does-
Here we
wait,
go.
before you say who he is, I want to know, you people out there, do you know who this man is? I mean, not many people do, okay? But he has a story behind him, and we'll let Gail explain this.
He is a person who idolized, and he thought, "I shall dress for success." You notice he's African American. He's a black man. Okay. When he was a young man, he decided he was going to dress for success. He wanted to be a businessman. He wanted to learn about business.
As a young kid.
And white kids, black kids, Hispanic kids, the little girls, they all poked fun at him. They were racist bigots, all of them, because he wanted to be something other than the ghetto.
And who is this man?
This is Charles Payne. He is from Fox Business. He is a very, very intelligent businessman
Yep.
and an analyst of all the stocks, bonds, anything business related. This man right here, this way, here.
That's an example of somebody who knows what capitalism is about. That, I mean,
Right.
he's not a socialist.
Oh no, he does.
He didn't get this way. Let me back. He didn't get that way by taking from somebody.
No,
Like
no,
Bernie.
no.
He worked his way up there, and he idolized the businessman, and he became one. And he's doing very well, and you'll see him all the time on Fox and other channels. But Charles Payne, as a youngster, was different than all the other people, and they thought
He did listen to people like
Yeah.
Bernie and Hillary and AOC and
Yeah.
people like that.
Yeah. He went and made himself a man. Okay. And it wasn't, and he didn't let his looks stop him. It was his character. He
Right.
he wanted to be a businessman, and he became one.
And he in the real world.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the Bernie Sanders world. In the real world of business, he is very respected. They don't look at him
That's
as
what it used
a
to be.
black man.
Yeah.
They look at him as people seek out advice from him. White, black, Hispanic, men, women. He
Very
is
smart.
a very intelligent, determined individual.
Yeah. And that's what we strive. We want people to become wealthy. I mean, that's what America is about, the only place where you can really become wealthy now. But people like this man here, he thinks wealth is bad. I don't want to say greed is good, okay? But Bernie all the time is saying that these people are greedy. I want you to understand for a second here. I want you to think about this for a second. Who is more greedy? Is it Musk for having so much money? Is it Bill Gates? Is he greedy because he has so much money? It's this man here. Bernie is the one who is greedy. He says greed is bad, and all these people that have money, they're just greedy. Well, he wants to steal their money. Don't you understand that? Bernie wants to steal money from wealthy people. I would think that is the most greedy thing you can do. He thinks it's not their money. Just because they made too much money, he wants a wealth tax. A wealth tax because these people have become successful. That shows that Bernie is greedy. When Bernie wants to go take somebody else's money just because they have money, to me, that's greedy. That's envy. That's evil. That's immoral to take something from somebody else. And people don't understand that. When you steal from somebody, whether it's you or a group of people, or you vote to have somebody take some. See, people vote for Bernie because they think, look, I'm not stealing it. Bernie's going to get elected. He's going to be in the government. He's going to have a wealth tax. Well, you're complicit in this crime. If you vote for somebody to steal somebody else's property, you're part of the crime. You've committed a crime. What do they call that when somebody hires somebody to kill somebody?
Assassins,
No,
mercenaries.
but they're not complicit. Oh, I can't think of the word. I'm sorry. Had a few drinks. I need another one. But if you vote for somebody to steal from somebody, you've committed the crime.
He's not Robin Hood. And Donald Trump's not the sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah.
Here's where they got to get their heads straight.
Yeah. I just think socialism, and we haven't even got around to socialism. Bernie says he's a democratic socialist, right?
Mm-hmm. Look up the credo of the Democratic
Let's go on there. And he says that countries like Norway and Finland, they're socialist countries, and look how good they're doing. They have free health care, they have free child care, all that. But Norway and Sweden, they're not socialist because people don't understand what socialism is. They're a mixed economy, and that's what we are. We're a mixed economy. We have businesses that conduct business and make a profit, but then the government tells them pretty much what they can and cannot do. Okay. And the same thing with Sweden and Finland. Everything's, they have private companies, but they have really high tax rates. They're a mixed economy. They have a kind of a free market, but then the taxes are so high, but people don't realize that they're paying high taxes because it goes into their health care and all that. And that's what Bernie says, socialism works. If you want to look at socialism, look at Venezuela.
That's true socialism.
That's true socialism. America is a mixed economy, just like Britain's a mixed economy, Germany's a mixed economy, Finland's a mixed economy. It's the government involves himself in company affairs, in consumerism. Whereas in Venezuela, which is true communism, the government tells true socialism. Yeah, see, a couple of drinks does that to me. They control everything. They tell the companies what they can sell, what they can't sell, how much they have to pay their people, and
what the price of a cup of coffee is going to be.
Yeah, and they have stolen so much wealth from Venezuela, who used to be one of the richest countries in South America. Venezuela now they have disrupted
They're in shambles.
They're in shambles. They won't even take aid in there. They're starting to shoot their own people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what democratic socialism. And remember, Venezuela was democratic socialism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, socialism is pretty much a group of people telling their citizens how to run their life.
Right.
Okay.
And they're so hungry they're eating zoo animals.
And democratic socialism is people voting for their own suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what Venezuela did. Venezuela was a democratic suicide. People voted to go a socialist route, and look what it ended up being.
That's like voting to get on the trains and go to Auschwitz and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at history, all through history, you can see that any type of socialism, any type of communism has only ended in death. And we can see that happening in our own eyes. You can be an economic denier, like this guy here. This guy here is an economic denier. Now, he talks about climate deniers, but he's an economic denier. And what an economic denier is, that free markets work. Look at America. We have produced so much over the last 200 years. But then look at Venezuela. We've seen the experiment of democratic socialism, and look what it does in Venezuela. It's killing people. They can't even eat. They can't afford to do nothing. The government has stolen all the money. Maduro, the leader of Venezuela, has shifted so much wealth from Venezuela that he can take off anytime and live his life however he wants. But the people of Venezuela are just poor. Yeah. And it's, this is evil. When this man convinces young people that you could steal from the rich, that's evil. Okay? And it leads to Venezuela. It's not Trump. This guy here is not trying to be a dictator. He's trying to clean out Congress. But it's this man here who is very dangerous, and everybody who follows him, you're complicit in a crime of theft. I just want people to realize that. Just think for yourself. You won't go to your neighbor and grab his wallet and take money out to help the poor. I mean, would you do that, Gail? Would you go to your neighbor there and steal his money? But people are comfortable saying, if I vote for this guy, he's going to go and steal their money and give it to me.
That's what they're thinking.
that you're complicit in a crime. If he steals the money and you voted for him, you are complicit in a crime. I just want people to realize that. Okay, and it's the same thing for Elizabeth Warren, who wants to have free child care for everybody, and everybody on the Democratic side, they want to give money away, but people have to understand the government has zero money. Okay, they don't produce nothing.
They print debt
If
and
they
expect you to pay for it through your taxes.
If you want something, they go steal it from somebody and then they give it to you. Bernie is trying to get your vote by promising you money or promising you free this, free college, free health care. Well, Bernie can't give you free health care. This guy here, he can't give you free health care. He can't give you free college. He can't give you free child care or nothing of that because he has to steal it from somebody else to give it to you. And people don't I just want to show you how ignorant most Americans are. And I'm using that term. Most Americans are ignorant. There is a survey out there, and they just asked a simple question. Can you name the 3 branches of government? This is how ignorant we are. Even with the best colleges we have in the world, this is how ignorant we are. Most people cannot name 3 branches of government.
Correct.
Some people can name 2 branches. Some people get 1 branch, and about a quarter. What is it? They name 3 branches, and this was a survey of a lot of different people. And if you can't name the 3 branches, but you're willing to vote for somebody, you're dangerous. You don't even know the history of America. Most people have no idea when the Declaration of Independence was written or when the Constitution was written.
Or why it was written.
Yeah, and if you can't name the 3 branches of government, I imagine this Alexandria girl. She says she's the boss now because she got elected. You better listen to her because unless you come with a better idea. But we're ignorant. This is why we're voting for people like Alexandria and Bernie, is because we're ignorant. So it's time to learn something, people.
She is so off base, AOC, that when she was elected, she said, well, when I get inaugurated.
Yeah.
It's not,
well, she's the boss now because she can do
right.
whatever she thinks. She thinks the government. She thinks the government has plenty of money and she can do what she wants to do.
Yeah.
But we're going to show you what her kind of vision of America is going to be because it's happening in California.
Okay.
So I'm going to let Gail go on. So we're going to show you how socialism works.
Let's say you make $100,000 a year.
Okay. I'll go with that.
Over $100,000 a year.
That's pretty good money, right?
But in Los Angeles County and the city of Los Angeles.
The City of Angels.
The City of Angels. Okay.
What's this?
This is, believe it or not, people with over $100,000 a year income. These are the side streets in Los Angeles. People with over $100,000 income are living in travel trailers and motorhomes.
It's hard to believe. We're seeing the pictures here. We saw pictures before of people living in tents. But these people are making over, like you said, an average, maybe $100,000, and they can't afford a house.
They can't afford housing. They can't afford the taxes. So to make it, so they've got a little bit of money to get by, they live in travel trailers and motorhomes on the side streets of Los Angeles.
Is it because there's no houses available? Is that what the problem is?
No.
Oh, okay.
If you go out there and Zillow, there have been homes. There are an 800 square foot, 2-bedroom, 1-bath.
A small little thing here.
We used to call vacation cottages in Florida.
Yeah.
That cost you $900,000 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath.
That's ridiculous.
Cottage.
So people now are living in RVs and just parking on the side of the road. Look, this is not I want everybody to see this. This is not an RV park.
They're in the bicycle paths.
This is the street
of a yuppie neighborhood where the houses are $1 million and $1.5 million.
People think California is a great place to live, but you really don't want to go there because you can't afford nothing. I mean, and
You
now
have to have over $500,000 a
Yeah.
year income.
So
to live
what's going to
decently.
happen? They want to be a sanctuary state, and they're inviting all these immigrants in here. Where are these immigrants going to live? They can't buy a house because it's just way out of whack. They can't take a train from Los Angeles to
I
San
know.
Francisco because that train has been wiped out. I mean-
and they think Trump's evil because he wants the federal money back
Yeah,
that was pledged. He's
plundered.
evil.
Yeah.
Because he wants his money back. Mm-hmm.
No, it's this man here, Bernie, who's teaching our kids. I want you to understand this. Bernie is teaching our kids that theft is okay, that it's okay to steal from somebody that has something you don't want. That to me is, I just can't fathom that. And again, if you vote for this man, you're complicit in the crime.
Now, you know what the police officer would tell you?
What?
Now, if you good old police officers, and I have a problem with some of them, and they're not all bad.
No, they're
Okay.
like any business. You're gonna have a bad apple in there,
Okay. It's called guilt by association.
Oh yeah. And that's what they're doing.
And all
They
these
do that with everybody.
Bernie and AOC and Maxine Waters and what's your favorite woman up there? Wants to run for president?
Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth
Oh,
Warren. If you go along with those people, social justice is a lie.
Yeah.
You are guilty by association. You're just like the people after World War I, Germany was in shambles.
Mm-hmm.
Hitler got into office by offering people, oh, wait a minute, free healthcare,
Mm-hmm.
free education, jobs,
We'll take care of everybody.
free housing. Send your children here, and we'll give them exercise and education camps.
Yeah.
It was called the Hitler Youth Program. Well, World War II worked out good in Europe, all across Russia and Asia.
Yeah, look what it did.
How about that? In the 20th century, there were over 200 million people died.
Dead. And that's what communism and socialism, a
It always
group
leads to.
of people think they know how to run your life. And we think that there should be less government. If you want equality, you want less government. You want to be interact with your local community. Everything should be a local community. It shouldn't be,
Absolutely.
It shouldn't be, a group of people up in Washington telling us here in Florida how to live. That's not why we sent them there. We need a smaller government. If you want more equality, you need more capitalism. You need more free market. That's how things work. This man here didn't make it because he was black. He made it because he knew he could do it. He had character and he worked hard to do it, right?
He knew that by working hard and busting his buns
That's it.
and saving his money,
Yeah.
he did it on his own.
Yeah.
He didn't get a handout from Bernie or people like Bernie.
And you don't need people like Bernie. That's just
Here's what something else that people don't.
It burns me up when people talk about Bernie.
Okay, I'm going to go off on my tangent.
Yeah, because we only got about 5 minutes left on the show.
I'll do a short tangent. Leftists. Everybody says, well, Trump's a Nazi. You don't even know who Nazis are.
Yeah, that's it. They can't define
The
nothing.
Nazi Party is called the Socialist Workers' Party. Socialism is what Hitler, Mussolini, Stalin,
Mm-hmm.
all of them went by. The Socialist Workers' Party of Germany is the government distributes stuff. The government is God. Your leader is God. Like you're going, Obama, Obama.
That's it.
Okay?
We don't need a leader in America.
And socialist left-wing people are against a constitutional thing, rules and laws. They're against private citizens owning property.
Mm-hmm.
They're against private citizens having money and doing it with whatever they want. They're against personal gun ownership. And they're against the worship of any deity in the universe.
Yep.
So if somebody's against God, guns, Not just the God of it, any God, any worshiping of the benevolence of the universe.
Yep.
They're leftist,
Hey,
just like Nazis are socialist. Nazis are against guns, personal ownership,
sorry, don't mind me.
and personal
Freedom, liberty.
Just look at Charles Payne.
Yep.
He got there because he didn't go with the socialist anti-God thing.
He didn't look for a handout. He worked for it.
He worked for it.
And that's what we're saying. You don't need a handout. You think Bernie's going to give you something? Do you really think? I want people out there.
He's giving you a line of crap.
I want you to right now think, what has the government done for you? Over the last 20 or 30 years of your life, what have you got from the government? I mean, really, has the government helped you in any way? I mean, is the meat you eat safe because of government, or is it because the company doesn't want to get sued, wants to have more,
in the
customers?
long run, it's because they don't want to get sued.
That's it. The government has given you nothing. Okay? I want you to understand that. And if Bernie gets elected and he says he's going to take it from the wealthy, do you really think Bernie's going to come to your door and hand you money? I mean, is that what you really think? You think Bernie's going to say you're going to have free health care and you can go visit any doctor? Do you really think that's going to happen? Do you really think Bernie and his group can tell the doctors how to run a hospital? I mean, look, AOC said she wants to make a jobs program for people, even people unwilling to work. Well,
Right.
We already have that program. We have a program for people unwilling to work, and that program is called Congress. Look at the people in Congress. Most of them have never held a job. They have no idea what it is to run a business.
That, and they're all lawyers.
Yeah, or lawyers. So we have a work program for people who are unwilling to work. It's called Congress, and then they're set for life. And we didn't make it so people don't want to be in Congress. It should going to Congress should be like going to school. I really don't want to go to school. I don't want science class. When your kid went to high school, you said, I really don't want to go to science class because I don't want it. We should make Congress to the point to where you're elected to Congress and you're going, I really don't want to go to Congress. But people go to Congress because they know they can make millions at it. Look at Bernie. Look at this guy here. Real quick. Look at this. Let me get Bernie up here. Look at Bernie. He's never held a real job. He's always been in some kind of government. He was a mayor. He was I don't know if he was governor, but I know he was a mayor, and then he made it to Congress. This man has really not worked a job, but he's going to tell every business how to run their business. Really? This guy here who's never had a job is going to tell everybody how they should run their business. And not only that, he's promising you stuff. He's going to steal from people. He's evil. This man is evil and shouldn't be in Congress. We should make Congress to where these kind of people don't want to go. We should make Congress, you don't get paid nothing and you don't get a pension. That would clean out corruption.
It would, except for one thing. Now they want to blame Donald Trump. He got into office because he's worth billions.
Yeah.
And they're mad. You know why? You probably don't remember this one until I remind you.
Let's find out.
It's called the McCain-Feingold Election Act.
Yep.
And you had to have billions of dollars of corporate sponsorship to get into office. It's called the McCain-Feingold Election Reform Act.
Yeah.
So in other words, to get into Congress or the Senate, you had to have corporate sponsors. And they're PO'd because Donald Trump didn't need corporate sponsorship to get in there.
Yeah, he did it on his own. Yeah. Amazing.
And if you think I'm full of it, you just go look up the McCain-Feingold.
All right, we got to get to the end of the show here.
Okay.
And real quick, like I said, this is the face of the evil. And if Bernie is really a true socialist, if he really thinks that democratic socialism is good, I want him to sign a pledge saying that his 42 mansions that he owns, he owns 42 mansions, and he's a billionaire, never worked a day in his life. He's got millions and millions and millions of dollars that he got somehow working as a public servant. I want him to sign a pledge saying that he will give away all his mansions, all 42 of them, plus all his money when he dies. He will give it to the government. Okay? And it doesn't matter.
To pay off the debt?
to help pay off the debt. And I don't care if there's a Republican in office or a Democratic in office. I want him to sign a pledge, being a great socialist. I want Bernie to sign a pledge saying he's going to give away his 42 mansions, his billions of dollars when he dies. Okay, that's what these, he wants the estate tax. But I want him to sign a pledge right now saying he'll give away all his mansions to the government and let the government do it to it. Do you think Bernie's really going to give away his houses to the government? Do you think he's really going to give his money? He right now, this guy here is figuring out how to set up a trust fund to make sure that his wife or his, I don't think he has any kids, but he'll disperse it to whoever he wants. Do you think he's really going to give it to the government? Do you think Bernie's going to give up his 42 mansions? I mean, really, come on, people. Do you think this guy's going to give up all his money to the government?
Nope.
But he wants you to do it. He wants it to go after the wealthy. So that's how we're entering it. I'm saying this man is the most evil man in the world, but he won't do what he says that he's going to do. I want to see that. So you think that's going to happen? We'll
Nope.
find out.
And this is Gail Force Creations. I'm Gail.
And I'm JD, and you can find us on BitTube under Gail Force. You can find us on YouTube under Gail Force Creations. And we want your comments. Look, we want both the left and the right to come together and be able to talk. They can't do it because they argue with each other.
Oh,
We want you to argue with us.
don't do the let's agree to disagree.
Yeah,
Let's come up with facts and truth.
that's it. So we want the people, the Democrats and the Republicans, because we hit them both. We want you guys to give us comments because, we want you guys to be friends. So if you want to get pissed off and, yell at somebody, yell at us. Again, on
But
YouTube.
back it up with facts.
That's it. YouTube under Gail Force Creations. We appreciate everybody who watches. If you get a chance, just go down below here and subscribe. We really appreciate that. And just like
Give us a like. There you go.
that's all we need is a like. Again, BitTube under Gail Force. You can find us on Facebook under Every Bit Matters, and we're going to try to post some more stuff there. But we love any attention you give us here on Gail Force.
Have a great day.
And if you have any ideas of show in the future, we did a great show
We'll take suggestions.
on bake runs, which was a great video we had. I know sometimes we ramble, but we're getting better at this. Again, I'm JD,
I'm Gail.
and we'll see you shortly.